Okay guys, so for class today, you're going to need a few things. First thing that you're gonna need is you're going to need a piece of paper. It could be any scrap piece of paper that you have laying around in your notebook, whatever you have. Also something hard, like a plate or a folder, okay? Something, or even a notebook that you can use for the game. And then you need a few things that you can put out on the floor so that you can make kind of like a area where you're gonna be playing in, okay? I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you a minute to get your piece of paper, something hard for you to, a surface area like a paper plate or a folder that you can use, okay? And also a few things that you can put out on the floor to mark your space for wherever you're gonna go stand, all right? So go ahead and get your stuff ready, go. All right, so you guys have 1 minute to go get your items. You need a piece of paper to roll up into a ball. You need a paper plate or a folder, something, a hard surface that you can use for the game. And then a few items that you can use to put on the floor to mark the space that you're going to be playing in. So go ahead, you've got about 40 seconds left to go get your items. All right, guys, the timer is going to be up in 10 seconds, so please make your way back to the screen with your items in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody head over to the screen, please. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna take your paper and you are going to crumple it up into a ball. So go ahead and do that. You're going to be practicing your hand-eye coordination. So you're gonna take your paper ball and you're going to, standing in your spot, you wanna try to keep it up in the air as long as you can. Okay, if you need to move around, you can move around. So you're gonna try to do that. Okay, so you're gonna take your paper ball and you're going to try to keep it up in the air. You can use both hands if you want. So let's practice that first, so go ahead and get started. Ready? Go. Okay. Okay, we're practicing our quick decision making. Okay, hand-eye coordination, making sure our hand is paying attention to where it needs to go. We're also practicing quick decision making, quick reaction time to where you need to move. Okay, you can use both hands if you want. One hand. All right, go ahead and practice. All right, for the next one, you guys are gonna use your plate, all right, or your folder or your notebook, and you are going to try and balance it on your plate. Okay, it's a little easier because you have a bigger surface area. Go ahead and take your plate or your folder, okay? And you're going to try to keep it up in the air in front of you. All right, go ahead and practice that. All right, so you guys have about 2.5 minutes to practice your bop with your paper plate or your folder. So go ahead and do that now. You guys have about 10 seconds to return back to the screen, so go ahead and head back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So on the floor, I created kind of like a little circle space for me to stay inside this circle space. So I'm gonna go ahead and stand in the middle of my space that I created, just a small little circle. I'm gonna stand in the middle, and I want you to try and stay in your space, your designated space, to do your bop it now. This time you can use your paper plate, your folder, or just your hand, okay? But you wanna try to stay in your circle. You don't wanna step out of your circle. All right, so stay in your circle and go ahead and practice staying within your boundaries that you create yourself. You want to make it more difficult, you can make your boundaries smaller. If you want to make it a little easier, you can make your boundary a little bigger, okay? So if I want to bring my circle in just a tiny bit to give myself a little bit more of a challenge to stay inside, then I can do that. All right, so go ahead and make your circle space, okay? You can use your plate, you can use your folder, you can use just your hand, and you're gonna try to keep your paper ball up for as long as you can. Keep track of how many you can do. All right, go ahead and try that. All right, I'm gonna give you about 2 minutes and 45 seconds to practice doing that, staying within your borders of whatever you marked on the ground. You can use your paper plate, you can use your hand, or you can use your folder, whichever one, or you can use a little combination of all three. All right, you have about 10 seconds to complete your task and return back to the camera or to be ready for your next task. All right, for this next challenge or for this next practice, I want you to try and practice tossing it up and then catching it, okay? So I'm not gonna use my plate this time, I'm just gonna use, okay, so for this last practice, I want you guys to try and bop it up in the air, but count every single time. So it'll be 1, catch, 1, 2, catch, 1, 2, 3, catch. All right, and then keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, catch. And then catch that one. All right, so since I messed up, I'm gonna start all over again. 1, catch. 1, 2, catch. 1, 2. You try it. All right, so now it's gonna be your chance to watch Coach Gelardi so that you can see what video he is going to do to show you the challenge that you're gonna do today. All right, have fun with it and challenge your family, do it however many times you want. All right, so have fun and watch.